Hi, I'm Shleb, and I haven't posted in forever. I've never been one for being consistent. However, it's been a hot minute. But behind the scenes, I've actually been working on a lot. So I thought about doing like a little scripty video for all of this, but I decided against it. Today, I just want to chat. But I can't just like chat aimlessly. I mean, I can. I for sure can, but I'd rather be a little productive with my time. So we're going to redo my first ever Final Fantasy TCG binder and maybe my Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy binder, depending on how much time we got, while I give you some updates. Also, obviously talk about the title of this video, which is the 2026 Final Fantasy TCG Winter Cup. So let me get set up and then we can jump into that. I also need to go through my TCG bag because I have so much crap and I haven't organized. I haven't touched anything since after the Winter Cup, which we shall get into. First step though, I got to empty this out completely. Game plan for this is I'm just going to put in all of my very nice Final Fantasy TCG cards, or just cards that I like in here. Oh God, I'm like so scared of like breaking it. Like hurting the plastic, you know? So I'm gonna do that while we chit chat. This is like half vlog, half chit chat update thing. I feel like I'm not making any sense. So the Winter Cup happened. The 2026 Final Fantasy TCG Winter Cup happened here in Pittsburgh. For those of you who don't know, I do live in Pittsburgh. So it was really nice not having to travel, not having to go to a hotel, things like that. It was at one of my locals actually that I occasionally go to. So it was really cool being able to have so many people play Final Fantasy TCG in like, not my hometown because I'm not from here, but you know what I mean? There was a lot of people. I don't remember how many people there were. I think there was over 100 the first day. I actually started out the day with a not so great start, if I'm gonna be so honest with you, while getting ready for the Winter Cup. Well, show you. Calic is acting up today. Okay, Sephiroth. Good morning. It is day one of the Winter Cup, and I've already had a morning. I've already had a morning, but we're fine. Everything is fine. My cat was hanging out on this mantle, which he normally doesn't do, but he decided to be an absolute menace today as I'm staring at him. I don't have like high value things up there. Like, I don't know. It's usually just kind of sentimental, but I have my Instax camera that I've had for like 10 years at this point. The like lens is out. And more importantly, my otter that was gifted to me, handmade in a seashell, and it's so precious and broken. So, my partner was like, we'll just get a new shell to put him in, but my Calic is actually going to drive me nuts. We are driving with this thing in my hair. I am trying to decide what mat I want to bring, but then I realized that we're getting the Iridia mats, so I probably will not need to really bring any. I'm going to bring my Y'shtola Magic the Gathering mat because that's my go-to mat right now, but I did just buy this mat. It is like Girls of Final Fantasy. It is super cute. The only thing I do not like about it is the fact that it is lined in pink or has like a pink trim. I'm not a pink girly. I am not, but I do really like this. So we're going to use it. I just don't think I want to use it this weekend is all. It's still not hooked properly. Oh my God, my bangs. I do need to show up early so I can make my deck because we made a lot of last minute changes. So I am playing Ice Priming. Actual mono ice priming, no Clive whatsoever, and I have not practiced with no Clive in my deck, so this will be a hot mess, I think, if I'm going to be very honest with you, because I rely on Clive when I play. I kind of don't remember who my teammates are playing. I'm meeting them for the first time. I have never met them before. Adam brought a group of us together and then kind of made us into teams. One is another new player like me. Well, I can't really say that anymore. I've been playing for a year. If you watch my Twitch streams, you would know I just finished Final Fantasy VII Intergrade DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I met the love of my life. I knew he existed because of this card, but I didn't know his game. I did not know his game, and him being Nero. So I made a bunch of these. Oh my God, what are these called? PC holders for my K-pop cards, because me and my friends had a little like deco night. But I decided to kick Lino out and put Nero in here. I am buying a full art Nero this weekend, so the full art will go in here. And then I think I'm gonna make a little shrine for him. Okay, the other thing I want to say briefly before we head out is that I bought a gift for Nageyama San. One of the Final Fantasy TCG producers is here this weekend, which is absolutely crazy. And because I live in Pittsburgh, even though I'm not from here, I love to give Japanese people this particular gift. It's a terrible towel because nothing to do with the fact, like, Japanese people don't care about football. It's literally not that. The reason why I love giving this gift is because in Japan, you need a hand towel for when you use the bathroom in public. They don't do like hand dryers and things like that. No paper towels, no nothing. So you need a towel. And I think this is such a funny, good gift. Okay, so I'm kind of on time. I do also want to stop for a caffeinated beverage. Yeah. Oh, I have mail. Hold on. I totally forgot that I bought cards for my deck, and I was hoping they would all come in time, but I don't think they did, so it's okay. Ooh, nice. Okay, we got Charlotte. Ooh, Charlotte and Heretical Knight. I got the Charlotte and the Heretical Knight from Sean. I don't know if Sean had a store and didn't put the store name down, or if he was just selling his stuff online. Ooh. Thank you, Shelby. Enjoy. I will. Thank you. Thank you for getting to these to me on time. Oh my God. How was this? And then from, was it Stormcrow? Stormcrow Games in Maryland, I got 2 foiled Kurasames. Quick fit check. I don't have my shoes on though. I'm just gonna wear white stompy shoes. I have my Nier shirt on. This is a Uniqlo zip up with a hood on the back. Mostly I just wanted long sleeves. It's cold. It's 2026 winter, and it was very snowy and very cold. We had a very bad snow, and we got the worst of it. But that's the fit. Now I need to pack. Hunchbacking over here. I'm doing a trade. I'm doing my first ever formal trade. I am getting the Alphino? I'm getting the Final Fantasy TCG Alphino card that goes with the Magic the Gathering Alizé card. But I'm trading this full art Axstar that I pulled in my first booster box opening, if y'all have seen that. I do not play Warriors, so I don't use him. It's gonna go to a loving home. I am also packing this water bottle from Epic Water Filters. They sent this to me to try out. It is a water bottle with a filter in it, which is so cool. I don't drink enough water in my life. Part of the reason is because I like my water either super cold and icy, or I like filtered water. I don't know what it is. Water just tastes not so pleasant sometimes, but being able to have filtered water on the go, what more can you ask? So if you're interested in checking out Epic Water Filters, I will have a link down below. If you use the code SHLEB15, you get 15% off your order. I'm not paid for this. They just sent it to me. A very nice gift. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Y'all have no idea. I literally drink so much water now. An actual caffeinated strawberry refresher. So good. There was a crash, of course, right outside the tunnel. Okay. So for day one, it was the team format, just like last year. You got to play with 2 other people, so your team is of 3 people, and your decks are not allowed to have any overlap, no sharing cards or anything like that, and you would play against the other team's wristband equivalent. I literally still have mine on my bag because I haven't taken it off, but I was purple. And then it was red and yellow for the other 2 wristbands. And so I would play against another team's purple wristband player. My red player would play against the red player, yellow versus yellow. During the team's event, your teammates are able to help you, which is such a game changer. I highly recommend, if you are a new player, to go to Winter Cups when we do the team events, because you're able to get help while you play. It's the perfect event to start out with. It's so good. It's great. It's fantastic. I wish Square Enix did more teams events throughout the year. I think it'd be super welcoming for a lot of new players, because when you have to play with your own brain as a new player, it's really hard. I was really wanting to play this weekend with the Fire Ice Priming deck. It was the first ever deck that I learned how to play with, and with the new additions like Seymour, I just really wanted to play this deck. I was suggested to play Knights, but I'm over Knights. I am so over playing Knights. I'm over playing against Knights. It is just not fun. I just really didn't want to play Knights, and because of when I was talking with Adam, I was originally going to play with Adam, because our game's Adam that I have done a video with before. If you haven't seen that, go watch. If you play Fantasy TCG, you probably know of Adam and or bought product from Adam, so. So, I was talking with Adam, he was suggesting Knights. I was pretty gently adamant about not playing Knights. They made me an Ice Priming deck, and I was like, cool, sounds great. The team then got set because he wanted to play with someone that he was flying out. So then I was set to play with 2 new players I had never met before. When chatting about our decks, one of the players wanted to play with Clive, and while I really didn't want to give up my Clive, just because, for one, I feel like Ice Priming alone is just not that good. And if I were to not play with Clive, I should have played with another priming, whether it's dark, light, or even like lightning or something. Like, get another priming wombo combo in there. I'm not good at like suggesting things when it comes to decks, because I still feel so new. I've been playing for a year, yet I feel so new. It's my problem. It's something I need to work on. But anyway, suggested not playing with Clive. I didn't want to, but I said, fine, whatever, as long as, you know, you make me a deck and you provide me with the other cards I'm most likely going to need, because I generally don't have cards for decks that I don't already own, right? I have some random cards, but like not a whole lot, and usually not a play set. They said, fine, sounds good. And so I showed up with the cards I had and had to make a deck with all the cards I was borrowing from other people.
It is safe for grandma.
Safe for grandma.
I would read the back.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Do I get to keep this? This is so funny!
I have a bunch.
What made you do this? Says final yen to see for Yanis. That is so good. Okay, all right. Counted 50. I didn't record any of that because I didn't know if I even had the right amount of cards. Okay, so now
I'll just get one of them lockers.
my LB deck. Okay, so that is 1 Kuja, which is crazy because I always use Kuja. 2 Heretical Knights. Nero, you're not in this. I refuse to get disqualified for that. Huh? Yes, all my cards are now all set. It's just a matter of when I need to return these. I don't know who's getting what.
Deck list from Team Captains. What am I seeing a hand for? You have to turn in list still? Yeah. Yeah, we're feeling. Oh my god, shenanigans. Sorry. Keep an eye on that.
Hi!
All right, so my judges are going to make this last minute pass to collect deck sheets, and we will be starting here very soon.
Oh my god.
You did it. You made it.
Purple.
And these ones Brad went.
Tuck it so I can't lose it. Oh my god. Okay, quick. We got a baggie, which comes with the Iridium mat that we'll be using. We'll be using this all day. What else is in here? Oh, I think he had it in here, is what it sounds. Oh my god, there's so much stuff in here. Oh my god, how cool is that? We got that. We got a little patch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, round one.
Whoa! Round one already? In packs. Oh my god. To do rematches for round one already, but it's fine. We are here. Okay, first 2 rounds are done. I was not able to record because our first round went so long, but it was against Shantoto Cast, which, oh my gosh, I played them last year as well. But yeah, lost 4-7, and then played, what did they play? Warriors, lost to Warriors, and then I just played a Cat 8 deck, lost to that, so. So far so good, I'm having a very good time. I had to pee so bad though, so I just ran out of the store to do that, so hopefully I'll actually win though. I don't know if we won round 2. My team won round 1 though, that's all that matters. Because I didn't make this deck, this was a deck list that was given to me and I just okayed it. I also didn't ask to see my teammates' deck lists. I did not think to ask them or anything like that. I just trusted that bases were covered. So after round, I believe 3 or 4, we got lunch. It was our lunch break, but right before I got to leave for lunch, one of the judges for the day came up to me and was like, sorry, you have an automatic game lost for the next round. And I was like, huh? And he explained that our decks had overlap and I was sharing cards with my other team player. And it was a couple ice cards. It was the Heretical Knight Garland and Victora. I believe it was 2 LBs. Because the other player was playing a Knights deck, which does have a little bit of ice, and so because those 2 are like kind of the go-to ice LBs, he also had them. His was also a deck that was made for him, so this was of no fault of his either. Really want to make that clear. I do want to preface that I'm not mad at anyone that I played with at all, or just anyone. I'm quite over it, actually. But that day I was really upset. But I'm just an emotional person, and so I couldn't help but cry. Okay, this is now empty. Quick pause, story pause. I'm going to turn this into just my Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards. Well, actually not just Final Fantasy. This is just my Magic the Gathering cards I'm gonna keep in here, and then this is going to be my Final Fantasy TCG cards. Because I have a lot more of those than I do Magic. In hindsight, I'm going to be checking my teammates' decks. Lesson learned, very hard lesson learned. It just really sucked because I was recording for the day, and after that, I was so upset I stopped recording. I didn't have it in me. Like, this is the video that I have that's gonna be covering the Winter Cup for this year. I really enjoyed creating and editing my Winter Cup video from last year. It was a lot of fun. It did well for views, and a lot of people actually came up to me and said that they watched my videos because of that video. So it was a little upsetting that I now don't really have like a good one for this year. I am gonna be posting a short that's gonna cover the Winter Cup, but it just sucks that I don't have more footage. Even going into day 2, I was still quite like, not upset about it. I just didn't want to record. It felt like the Winter Cup was tainted for me. My foot fell asleep. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Zik Cards, aka Zik3 or Corey, who has a wonderful vlog about the Final Fantasy TCG Winter Cup. I'm actually also featured in this. That you guys can watch, as well as Emo Tempest, who also has a vlog from the event. So if you guys want a more in-depth vlog style video covering the weekend, here are two videos that I can recommend because they are both so lovely. So yeah, I lost every single round day one, which is not a surprise. Ice priming does not do well in the current format without something else in it, because I only had Jill and Shiva, and that's just simply not enough. It's also another thing that is a little upsetting for me. Like, even a year into playing, I still don't feel that great of a player. The only thing that like makes me feel okay with that knowledge is the fact that a lot of people who have been playing Final Fantasy TCG have been playing for a long time and or have a lot of experience playing other TCGs that I just don't have. And playing a TCG is a different beast. Like, there is so much prior knowledge that you need to like kind of do well. Because if you don't know what decks you're playing against, then it changes the way that you play your deck most of the time. So day two went a lot better though. I had a really good day two actually. I only won my third round for the day out of what, 8 rounds. It was against my favorite match from the day prior. I got to play him twice, which was actually a lot of fun. It was a Scions player who didn't play with a map, which is crazy to me. Like, that's just wild. I did play overall so much better the second day. Like, it didn't feel like I was getting squashed right away, except for I think round 2. Round 2, I did get squashed right away by a Type 0 Cadets. There we go. The Cadets deck did freaking wipe and scrub me off the floor pretty quickly. So that was no good, but he was still really nice about it. All right, back to the big boy. All right, what do I want to do first? Let's do the nice cards first. One thing I did get to do at the Winter Cup was meet one of the Final Fantasy TCG producers, and I got him to sign my very first spoiler from, what set was this? Gunslinger in the Abyss. That was when I got my first spoiler. But I guess right now would be a good time to tell you guys that I have another spoiler for you. Square Enix has given me the opportunity to share another spoiler with you guys for Dreamlike Oceans. The card that I have to share with you guys is the Vorpal Bunny. It is a 2-cost lightning CP monster, which, fun fact, I hate playing against monsters, so it's real funny. I got a monster to share with you guys. Very cool, very cool. It's almost like Square Enix knows. They like know. But at least this card is really cute. Anyway, the card. So the Vorpal Bunny job is Dream Hair. And the text reads, when Vorpal Bunny enters the field, choose one forward of cost 3 or less the opponent controls. Put the top card of your deck into the break zone. If the card put into the break zone is not a forward, break the chosen forward. The 0-cost ability is, until the end of turn, Vorpal Bunny also becomes a forward with 6,000 power. You can only use this ability once per turn. This Vorpal Bunny is technically from Final Fantasy XII, but for the sake of Final Fantasy TCG, it is from the board game Moogle Bounty Mayhem board game, which now I feel like I have to buy. Square Enix, you know what you're doing. Thank you so much, Square Enix, for the opportunity to share a spoiler with the community. All right, I have no idea what I was saying after that. Oh yeah, I went back and forth on what I wanted him to sign for a long time because I did have all of my full arts with me and I was like, it'd be so much cooler to have him sign a full art. But I think Echo is just so sentimental to me because it's my first ever Final Fantasy TCG spoiler and I'm very lucky. But I have a social media presence that allows me to spoil Final Fantasy TCG cards for everyone. So I don't know, it felt right to me. I had a wonderful time chatting with everyone. I had so many people come up to me. I say that like it's a ton of people. I had quite a few people come up to me saying that they are a subscriber or they have watched my videos or I don't know. It was very nice. So thank you if you came up to me. Sorry that I am incredibly awkward in person. But yeah, it really does mean a lot to me, so thank you. This isn't really in an order. Some people do like really cool page layouts, and I am not doing that. Throughout the event, they were handing out cards to random people, and you got to just randomly pull a random card. And I don't even remember the card that I pulled, but it was some foil of a card I've never seen before. And ironically, the very last person I played on day 2 was someone that was using those cards, and they didn't have this particular like full art foiled card, and so she beat my ass. She won the round, and afterwards I just gave her the card because I was like, I am not going to use this. It was like Madame Lady or something like that. I don't remember her name. And she was very grateful and gave me a full art Hien, which I love because I love 14. So that was really nice of her. Overall, the event was super nice. I had a nice time. It really helped that I was home for the event. I think if I hadn't been home and I had traveled all that way just to play, lose, and get disqualified for a round, like, I think that would have sent me over. I did have a very good time once I was able to get over emotional. But yeah, going forward, I'm still gonna be making Final Fantasy TCG content. I am really sad that for one of the biggest events of the year, I don't have a proper video. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from recording and vlogging whatever events I end up going to this year. I am hoping to go to a couple more Materia Cups. I only went to one last year. I'm hoping to at least go to 2 or 3 maybe. Work pending. So do not fear, I will still be making Final Fantasy TCG content. The content going forward though is strictly going to be vlogs whenever I attend events. Voila, I literally only got not even 4 pages full, but that's just to show that I need to collect more, I think. And actually, I'm missing a very important card. Ironically, not this full art Nero that I got. I got this. This is the Alphino card that goes with the Magic the Gathering Alize card. It's like a little wombo combo. Do I open this? I'm gonna open it. I'm so scared. I will also be going back to my roots almost-ish and doing highlighted videos of games I play on stream. So I've actually been working really hard. I have most of Final Fantasy 16 edited down. It'll be 3 videos. Each part, I believe, so far is under 2 hours. Somehow. It's a miracle, I know. I love Final Fantasy 16. I know it didn't get a whole lot of love from the community. I personally had a very good time with it. The core story of it is so beautiful. Oh my God. So I will be posting that. After that, it'll be Expedition 33, which I'm obviously so excited to, which I am so excited to share as well. One of the best games I've played in I don't know how long. Truly, don't know how long. And then after that, once I am done streaming Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that I'm currently playing on Twitch, then I'll also be posting that. I recently got a wonderful PC upgrade from my partner for my birthday this past year, and my stream content looks so good now. I'm like, oh my God. A big reason why I didn't even want to like edit my Final Fantasy 16 videos was because the quality is not that great. It's really intense to stream that game, and I also didn't have the best settings for streaming at the time. Now it's beautiful. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks insane. I'm so excited to edit that once I'm done playing it. But if you want to catch me live, I am usually live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. If you want to catch me there, then that'd be super fun. Because at heart, I'm a streamer. I'm not really a YouTuber. I think as a content creator, streaming is just where I, thrive the most, All right. This is obviously not set in stone, but this is just what we're working with. These are just random cards that I like and the Kingdom Hearts designs. So yeah, that's kind of what's on the agenda going forward on the channel. It'll be stream highlighted experience of games that I play, as well as any vlogs for Final Fantasy TCG events or just other gaming related events that I attend. I got fresh new tattoos, aren't they sick? My arm kind of like is full now, which is kind of crazy. Thank you to anyone that stuck around and listened to all this. I know my videos don't have good retention, so to anyone who does listen to all the I gotta say, thanks. That's really appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.